Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and finally it's that time of the year where we can look through 12 bits of cloth and decide which one looks the best. Yes, it might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it's became a staple on this channel. Every summer we determine what the best in the league is. It splits some opinion, it gets me a lot of abuse, but I still come back year upon year for it. It's a sick thrill, the comment section in these videos. I'm always cautious in these videos of taking all day talking about these kits, because how much can you really say, especially with home kits, because you're getting what you really expect with home kits. You know, green and white hoops, blue, white and red home top. You know, there's not much you can change. It's the away kits that are a bit more exciting, a bit more interesting. So we're going to try and fly through as quickly as possible all 12. This year, everybody's giving it a good go. I don't feel like there's any bad home kits this year. Maybe one or two. But apart from that, it was actually quite hard to decide and determine the list this year, because I don't think there's an awful lot between them in terms of quality. Everybody with a nail on the head, you could say. But, as I said, let's not waste too much time. Let's rank these home kits. It's Gok Wan time. Yes, I make that joke every year, don't I? I don't even know if Gok Wan has anything to do with clothing. I just know he's some sort of fashion person. I mean, it could be anything. I just assume. I shouldn't assume. And before we go any further with the video, as always, please make sure to hit like and subscribe. We are very, very close to 35,000 subscribers. And if you're a non-Celtic fan who's come along to hear my opinions and moan at me for putting your club last in the list, then, you know, subscribing might not be what you want to do, but it'd be appreciated. We'll try and cover more clubs throughout the season as well. But who am I kidding? Here we go, let's get into this list. Now let's start with the easiest. 12th, last place, it's Livingston with this entry. Yes, nothing. Blank screen, nothing. We are 15 days away from kick-off in the Scottish Premiership, and Livingston have yet to announce a home kit. I'm not waiting any longer. This video I wanted to do at the start of the week, but I was waiting on them and I was waiting on Dundee United, and Livingston still haven't presented us one. I am assuming that they're going to go with last year's kit, or they're going to present us with some other plain shite anyway. Every year it's either plain yellow, plain black, plain white. There's nothing. So they're last in the list. Hurry up and announce a shirt, for God's sake. So technically last, with the entries anyway, and 11th place is Ross County with this absolute monstrosity. What is this? Why have they changed it so dry? I like it when clubs do something different, and Ross County are a team who are lucky enough they're not really set in their ways. They can experiment with their colours, the patterns, stuff like that, but this is atrocious. I don't actually understand what it's meant to... I can't come up with a joke on what it's meant to be. It's horrible. Joma with a very bad effort here. Red and blue, the colours of Ross County, yep, they've got it involved, but I honestly cannot understand what that's even meant to be. It's horrible, absolutely disgusting. In fact, I would go as far to say, controversial, get the alarms out of the 5 years that I've done YouTube, and I have done maybe even 6 now actually, the 5 or 6 of these home kit ranking videos I've done in my time on YouTube, this is the worst out of every home kit ever. And I mean that. No exaggeration. Terrible. Next up, it's the newest release in the Premiership home kit launches. It's Dundee United's home kit, which is, they spent all that money and time on a new badge. The badge isn't even on the kit. I mean, one thing I will say is, a lot of people were giving Dundee United it tight for changing their badge, and because it was so minimal, there wasn't much that changed there. I actually think it was quite a good change. It just looks a lot more modern and sleek. But they've not even put it in the kit. What was the point? Now, I feel like there's probably been some sort of manufacturing issue. Like, they never got the badge decided in time, so they knew all along that they were going to shove this on the home kit. And I like the idea of it. It's meant to be a retro take on one of their old kits from the 1982-83 season, but it looks horrendous. The Macron logos go... Why not just one? Why not one wee Macron man on each sleeve? Why have they got it going all the way down? And the long sleeves, it looks awful. It works with, like, the Umbro badge. I love it when they do it with, like, the Umbro badge, but it doesn't work with that. It doesn't work at all with that. And the sponsor just does not fit the shirt whatsoever. It looks so... It shouldn't be as long, and... It's just, nah. Honestly, a terrible effort on what was a very good idea. I think that with a couple of changes, it could be magic. But yeah, it's fallen flat for me. And for me, that's the only really bad efforts. So we go into number 10 now. No, sorry, 9. We're going to 9. I can't count. We're going to number 9 now, and I think it's a decent kit, but it's just a bit boring. St Johnstone's home kit this season, it's just a blue t-shirt with a little bit of white, a wee triangle of white on the collar. Yeah, it's fallen sort of flat. But it's not bad. I think it's better than other St Johnstone efforts we've seen in the past. There's some sort of kind of pattern going through it that does give it a little bit of life, but apart from that, there's not much to say. It's just a blue crew neck collar shirt. Pretty standard, to be honest. Number 8, St Mirren. Yes, we've got both Saints back to back. Nightmare for Rangers fans. This one, you know what? It's okay. Once again, like St Johnstone's, it's not bad, but I think it could be a little bit more exciting. I don't like it when clubs break up the vertical stripes with a sponsor, like they just break it up altogether. It annoys me a little bit. It works on some kits, like Dortmund have done it well this year, but St Mirren not so much, especially when Digby Brown is your sponsor. The red, I like the red in it. I think that adds a bit of flavour rather than just being black and white all round. And once again, it's not a terrible effort. I just think compared to some of the other kits in this list, it's a little bit boring. But yeah, there you go. St Mirren's pretty standard stuff, black and white stripes. And do you know what? One thing I will give them, they've put the right amount of stripes on it. Not too many, not too little. So it's not looking like a carnival tent. And I think they had one a couple of years ago. It was like genuinely one. It was like black, and then one white stripe, and it just wasn't enough. So they've done that part right, which is nice. It says in the description that pays homage to Paisley. Christ, imagine paying homage to Paisley. Paying homage to Paisley with a Paisley pattern incorporated in the design. Now, I can't see the Paisley pattern. I don't know if it's just me. I can't see it. In the photo that I'm using, I don't see any Paisley pattern. If there's a Paisley pattern in it, that's very nice, because I'm a big fan of Paisley patterns. Saying Paisley far too much here. Hibs. One is split opinion. When it was released, there was a half of Twitter saying it was stunning, and there was half of Twitter saying it was minging. And I'm firmly in the middle of it. I don't think it's terrible, but I don't think it's great. They've went for the whole image of Easter Road emblazoned through the shirt, like it's huge. It takes up the whole shirt, which is a really nice idea. But I feel like it's one of those ones that after 2 or 3 months in the season, I'll be thinking to myself, it looks really tacky. Right now, I don't mind it because it's still fresh. It's still sort of new to me. But I think as the season goes on, it'll just look tackier and tackier. I don't like it when clubs use actual images in their shirt. I remember Manchester United had one a few years ago, and I think it was like a third shirt, and it was designed by a fan, and it was like the statue of the United Trinity, and I hated it because it just looked like something you would find in a Turkish market, and that's what I feel like with this Hibs shirt a bit. But I think that with the colour scheme, it looks a bit better with the green and the white. Of course, I love the green and white, but with the green and white, it looks a lot better than what it could have with other colours. And it's not as bad as what it could have been. I think they've used a decent enough image of Easter Road to make it work. So yeah, I've got it like, what is this, slap bang in the middle? Or is this number 7? I can't even remember. I've got it at number 7. But I think it's like Dundee United's shirt last year. Last year I gave Dundee United the prize of best home kit, but as the season went on, I fell away from it a lot more. You know, and I feel like that'll happen with this kit. Comment section's about to go nuts. Another year where Ryan puts the Celtic shirt above the Rangers shirt. Of course. I'm not, and I don't mean that in a biased way. Number one, the kits have just been better. Castore and Puma and all the other kit makers that Rangers have had don't really make nice kits. But also, my brain, believe it or not, prefers the colours green and white over blue, white and red. I've grown up adjusting to that, so don't be surprised. I'm trying not to be biased, but the Rangers shirt is okay, slap bang in the middle. I don't think it's by any means incredible. A little bit boring as well. I like the checkered print, at least they've done. I don't like it, but they put a checkered print on it, which is okay. The one problem with the Rangers shirt is the Sport Him On Go, or however you say it, on the back of the shirt. I don't know how it's said, but that company is of course gone. It's a scam or something like that, and it's still on the shirts, which is very controversial, but it's too late to remove it from the manufactured home shirts this season. I think it's probably Castore's best effort so far, in terms of Rangers home kits, but yeah, it's okay. And as I said, we were getting to that point in the list where I think that these aren't really bad efforts, but slap bang in the middle for Rangers. Number 5 then, and I've gone with Hearts. Very similar to Rangers in the sense that, you know, it's fine. It's not really exciting though, and I feel like that's been every kit since St Johnstone. I feel like they've played it safe this year, a lot of clubs, which is fine. You know, sometimes simple does it best, and Hearts have went very simple this year. The MND sponsor, of course, which is a nice touch. But just plain maroon, white collar, Umbro, you know my thoughts on Umbro. I think they're the best kit manufacturers, but I think it's probably their least exciting effort as Hearts manufacturers so far. I thought they would have maybe brought in the logo a bit more, but honestly, not a lot to say about this kit apart from simple, stylish, and it will do the job. Okay, this is where I think we get into the next tier of kits, and I think this is where the kits become very nice. Okay, and we're going to start at number 4, and I'm going to go with Motherwell, who have changed it up this year a wee bit. I feel like every year Motherwell's kit looks the exact same. Even when it doesn't look the exact same, I feel like it always just looks the exact same. But this year I feel like there's been a difference in the Motherwell kit, and I really, really like it. They've gone with, of course, the amber and whatever they call the colours. I don't know. I don't want to offend them by getting the colours wrong. But they've gone with it, of course, their normal colour scheme, but they've changed it up a little bit. Usually, I think in past years, it's been predominantly yellow. And this year they've let the red set in a little bit more, which is nice. It's taken over the kit a bit. The sponsor fits the kit so well. It's not one of these ones that overwhelm the kit. And I really like the collar. You know me, I love a collar. I love the collar. I love the sleeve cuffs. I think they've brought the colours together really well. It's very tidy. And it is a bit different from what I've seen in the past few years with Motherwell. This is what Macron should have been looking at when making Dundee United's kit. Why? On the Dundee United kit, have they got Macrons all the way down? Motherwell's have got one in each sleeve. It's fine. That's their trademark thing. They've not ripped it. Dundee United have been done dirty, whereas with Motherwell, they've done it very nice, very clean, very good, very nice. I like it. Number 3, biased. He's put Celtic at 3 and he's put Rangers at 6. It's Celtic's home kit, which has grown on me massively. From the first leaked images, which made it look disgusting, to the release of the kit today in stores, my opinion has changed 180 full degrees because it is stunningly nice, I think. Apart from the silver stripes, that's the only thing that annoys me. But, as people have been pointing out constantly on Twitter the past couple of days, with the Champions League sleeve badges, it actually goes quite well. So that's an added bonus. That's what Champions League football does. It makes the kit better as well. But beautiful, and I love the fact I've been begging for years for us to do something with the hoops in regards to bring a gradient in, bring a pattern in, just a retro sort of take, something a bit different rather than just a plain green stripe. We've got that nice kind of geometric 90s pattern flowing through it. Adidas have been really going all out with that 90s sort of vibe in their kits this season, and that continues through with Celtics. I am a huge fan of it now. It's grown on me massively. In fact, I would go as far as saying it's definitely Adidas. Well, it's easily Adidas' best effort as a home kit yet for Celtic. And yeah, I love it. Can't wait to get it today. Number 2, and although I may hate them, it's Kilmarnock, who, once again, like a few years ago, found themselves very high up in the kit list. I think that Hummel have done a really good job here. Hummel were one of the kit manufacturers I couldn't remember when referring to Rangers manufacturers since being back in the league. But to be nice, to be fair, they've been nice to Kilmarnock. I feel like they've given them a really nice few kits, and I like this. I like the white kind of, it's like pinstripes, a little bit thicker. The Baker's logo just suits the kit so well. Of course, the home of the Kelly Pie. And the colour scheme is nice enough. For being a blue kit, not a big fan of blue kits, obviously, but for being a blue kit, I feel like this one, it's a nicer sort of blue. It's just simple and nice, and yeah, I like it. It's one of those ones that I looked at straight away and I went, you know what, that's eye-pleasing. So there you go, number 2, Kelly. And finally, with number 1 spot, and the winner of the 2022-23 home kit list for me is Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen have knocked it right out the park this year with a tribute to the 82-83 shirt, the side that won the European trophies, Gothenburg and all that nonsense and this, that and the next thing. They have paid tribute to that. I think it's the 40th anniversary this year, and it's a throwback to the kit that they wore when they won that, and it just feels so rich. Adidas, once again, knock it out the park with these retro vibes. It feels like a retro shirt. It feels like the shirt they could have actually worn back then, because the new sponsor looks so... My problem with Aberdeen shirts in the past few years was that stupid Saltire Energy logo. It looked minging on the shirt. But this new one, it actually looks like something from the 80s. It looks like something that you would have seen in shirts when shirt sponsors started coming out. And the pinstripe looks so nice. I love the retro badge that they've got on it. I think that's nicer than their actual badge. I think they should go back to that badge, in fact. Yeah, it's a brilliant shirt. They've got the stars on the sleeve to commemorate the trophies that they won. Honestly, I think this is easily the best kit in the league this year. Once again, not a massive fan of other teams' kits in terms of I wouldn't go out and buy it, not in a million years, but you can admit when a shirt's nice, and this for me is very nice. Whew, and that's us there. That's all 12, well, 11, because Livingston have got to fucking move their arse. Martindale, hurry up. Get a shirts out. If you've enjoyed, like and subscribe. It's only one man's daft opinion. I hope you couldn't hear the toilet flush there. If you did, then enjoy. It's only one man's daft opinion, right? You don't need to get carried away. This isn't the definitive be-all, end-all of kits. So, yeah. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.